Hey guys, and welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Derek Bittner, and I'm joined today by Ash Paulson to discuss the latest newcomer to Smash Bros., Meta Knight, as well as some of the new details that's come out of Gamescom. So let's get started. Alright Ash, so I think we both thought Meta Knight was eventually going to get announced for Smash. I don't think either of us thought it was going to be today. We suspected Ganondorf based on Hyrule Warriors' Japanese release. Well, no, Meta Knight's the one back in, so what do you think about this?
Well, I actually think Ganondorf could still have a chance, because Hyrule Warriors' release is actually tomorrow night.
Oh.
It's tomorrow in Japan, so for that'll be tomorrow night screenshot of the day, or pick of the day. As for Meta Knight himself, I think, Meta Knight's super cool. I love the Kirby series. He was never my favorite in Brawl just because of how, really OP he was, but, I knew he'd be back, or at least I figured he would, and he is, and, I think it's cool. I think it's interesting that it is a month, almost to the day, from the last set of reveals, which was Robin, Lucina, and Captain Falcon. And it's also a month, almost pretty much to the day, of the Japanese 3DS release. So it's almost like a milestone of sorts.
Yeah, when you brought that up to me before the discussion, I was like, it's kind of crazy. It's like, I doubt it means that this is the last new character will get revealed, but still, it is interesting that there's only a month left, and it's sort of been keeping pace with that. But no, even with Ganondorf, you're saying he might still get revealed. I mean, that'd be crazy to have two new characters up in a single week, two veterans at least.
I know.
And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like you. I never really used Meta Knight that much, but I'm kind of ashamed. I don't know if I'm ashamed to say it or not, but I never realized Meta Knight was so overpowered until I started talking to other people. Because when I played him, I was like, oh, he's all right, but he's just not my favorite. So I sort of just put him aside. He wasn't really that great until I started hearing from everybody, like, Meta Knight's just too good. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And apparently so. So, I mean, I know a lot of people wanted him back, but they also wanted to make sure he was nerfed, just to make sure there wasn't just everybody playing Meta Knight. And that seems to be the case here, at least with his up special. The shuttle loop has been changed quite a bit, according to Sakurai. He can no longer glide, and the attack instead slashes opponents twice while spinning in a large loop. So it's apparently turned into a very technical and effective move. And I can't quite picture it in my head. He just does two loops and heads sort of towards the edge?
I guess, yeah. I can't really tell if that's a buff or a nerf. It's kind of really hard to say whether it's actually been changed for the worse or better.
Yeah, I think I'm guessing for the better, just because, better in as far as balancing, I guess. Because, he'll obviously have a lot more trouble getting back to the stage. But considering he can, he's like Kirby, he can fly as much as he wants to a, specific limitation, it doesn't feel like that big of a difference. Mainly because it almost seems like the shuttle loops is sort of like Kirby's, where it's just more about actual damage rather than a recovery. It's sort of that last minute thing, like Kirby.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whatever it is, I'll be happy if he's been nerfed at least a little, just across the board.
Yeah. It's hard to tell from his other screens whether or not he's actually been nerfed. I mean, he seems basically the same. If I had to guess, his final smash is still the same. His sort of quick attack with his sword.
Yeah,
seems
the
to be
Galaxia
the same.
Darkness.
Yeah, so
yeah,
and he still has that sort of drill attack we can see in one screen. So I think for the most part he's mostly the same. It's just that they changed up his recovery and probably lowered his effectiveness in most moves, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone needs it, he does. So
yeah,
hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, I hope so. But no, I mean, I think it's just great to have Meta Knight in here, and I'll be very curious to see if Ganondorf gets announced, because you had sort of a panic attack trying to get a hold of me because I was asleep. I'm getting ready for Hyrule Warriors tomorrow.
Yeah, I felt bad for you because it was like 3:30 in the morning, and Andre's in Germany for Gamescom, actually, so it fell to me to wake you up, being in the Pacific time zone.
Yeah, it's just like, please don't do this to me again. So, yeah, late night for me, so, oh well.
You might want to prepare for a long week, because we already have one of our fans on NeoGAF, a phony, going around and telling people that GameXplain told him that we're at the home stretch and that we're guaranteed to get 2 bets a week now.
Yeah.
So
I've been seeing that a bit recently, where people were announcing on other places saying, "Hey, GameXplain wants to do this," or "Hey, GameXplain's doing this." Like, when did that happen?
Yeah, no, that's great. So now just settle in, because we got that many more characters coming per week.
Okay, great.
And of course, tomorrow we're going to announce that it's coming out at the end of the week.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, all said and told, I'm really happy that Meta Knight's back. I think of course, we both knew he was going to be back. I mean, it's Sakurai.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to be in the game. I think he looks fun as always, and I'll check him out once again to see if he fits my playstyle any better. I kind of doubt it, but, I'm sure a lot of people are very happy that he's in.
Yeah, I mean, Kirby's my main in Brawl, so just out of principle, I can't, play Meta Knight just because there's a conflict of interest there. But no, he's just not really my playstyle.
Yeah, exactly. How epic is that that one screenshot of
I was gonna say
Kirby and Meta Knight fighting it out on Final Destination with that sun in the background?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that. It's so cool.
Yeah, he looks so awesome there. But mixed in with all these screenshots of Meta Knight is actually we get a better look of the Pokemon stage for the Wii U that we really haven't seen much of, which is the Elite Four stage, based on X and Y. In the background, we can see Garchomp, Hydreigon, Axew, and Dragonite, which would obviously indicate that this is part of Drachnia's section. Her being the Dragon Trainer and whatnot. So we finally get a good look at how this stage might work as far as when you go to between all the Elite Four members. And I don't know if they'll actually interact with you at all, but there might be at least like the Animal Crossing stage where they're in the background and they're just sort of there, and maybe they'll interchange and show different dragon Pokemon or something like that. But what do you think, Ash?
I mean, they could go so far as to be stage hazards, which would be pretty cool, because those are some of the coolest Pokemon back there, in my opinion. And having them, fly around and actually shoot things to the actual battleground would be awesome. Yeah,
it'd be sort of reminiscent of Saffron City, the Silphco building, where the Pokemon would come out. So maybe or randomly these Pokemon will pop out onto the stage and attack you, which would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's going to be a really fun, epic stage. And from the screenshots, too, the actual stage itself looks beautiful. Like the walls of all the chambers.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, I've been wanting to know more about this stage for a while, but we always get that same image where it's just sort of the main hallway or a little bit of Drachnia stage. And I don't know, it just never really... I mean, I was curious, but it never really drew me in. But this picture gives me a lot of hope that this might be one of the cooler stages in the game.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, and hey, more Pokemon representation. We got even more models back there, and they look great, honestly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if all the 4 different chambers are going to have, lots and lots of different Pokemon, or if maybe they'll just be like a one bigger, like a legendary, and one of the, it'll be, well, I guess it wouldn't be if we're based on the trainers' Pokemon, right? Are they all based on her actual Pokemon?
I don't think so. I don't think she had these Pokemon, so it just might be the Dragon type.
Okay, that's awesome then.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
Because I don't know why a Elite Four member would only have an Axew.
That's true. Good point.
But behind that Axew, you can actually see a door, some sort of doorway with 6 Pokeballs going across the top. It's actually
you're right.
Cool. There's a lot of little details here, and I love the game for that. I mean, it looks like a really cool stage, and that's just from like the little snippet we can see here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just looking through the different Meta Knight screenshots now, and it's just crazy how good he looks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to have Meta Knight in here. He's a really great addition. But even beyond Meta Knight, we actually got another set of photos, which I uploaded 2 of those yesterday. First one didn't really have anything that new to it, but this other one actually shows off Classic Mode, which actually seems to be taking quite a few notes from Kid Icarus Uprising, since you're actually able to wager coins before the match, and even has the same sort of like slider where you can minutely change it, and
the fighter scale.
Exactly. And I think that's a brilliant idea. I mean, I think a lot of people really love that feature in Kid Icarus Uprising. It makes sense for Smash, and it's the best way to basically decrease how much you have to grind for coins in order to buy trophies and everything.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I mean, and it's not only just, wagering coins in there, but you can also earn trophies and items for Smash Run, at least in the 3DS version.
We learned that, I think, back up at 83, that there was going to be a lot of kind of interrelatedness between the various modes, like such that stuff you win in one mode can be used and applied to other modes, and I think that probably applies to throughout the entire game. Yeah,
I mean, I love that sort of interconnectivity. It gives me much more reason to actually check out these modes, which is what we were talking about with the Target Smash, and we were hoping that there was some sort of connectivity to make it sort of worth our while. And it's nice to see that, at least for now, it seems like that's definitely going to be in here.
No, it really does, and yeah, I mean, I think the new classic mode looks cool. Basically, anything you steal from Kid Icarus Uprising is going to make the game better, because the game's awesome. So this is a good thing, I think, for them to implement in Smash Brothers, for sure.
Now, what do you think about, in classic mode, they have that one screen of Pit going along a path, and there's 3 separate paths. Looks like you can either take on a DK challenge, a Pac-Man challenge, or the Captain Falcon challenge. Do you like that idea that classic mode you can sort of choose which way you want to go?
Yeah, I think it's cool, because I think especially as people play the game more, we'll get a feel for how the AI of the game shakes out, and I'm sure this is going to be actually really hard on the highest intensity levels. So it'll probably end up being a strategic thing where once we figure out, what AI is the hardest, kind of like how the AI seems to be harder on Dolphin Shoals in Mario Kart 8, we'll be able to kind of choose our way through high level runs of classic mode very carefully based on how difficult various characters are.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking of as when I saw that too. It was just like,
yeah.
Oh, good, I have a way to get past those impossible challenges.
Exactly.
No, I love the idea. Maybe have even more branching paths and just make classic mode that much more interesting. I love how these sort of been able to spice it up since then, and even has different conditions as well, because they have in another screenshot showing stage 2. Where you're the player character is playing as Mario, you have 2 teammates, and you're fighting a giant Donkey Kong. It's so great to see that they're still having fun with classic mode and what you can do, and it's just changing things up. I don't know. It's making me happy.
No, me too. I like that they're going to do, probably battles where you have to, fight 30, mini-sized Yoshis or something or of all of one character, just like they're doing Giant Donkey Kong, and the various kind of random mods are really fun.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just, I love it. Now, one thing I wasn't aware of, but you actually saw thanks to the Famitsu scans earlier, is actually that Multi-Man Smash is indeed back. But they've actually replaced the fighting wireframes and alloys with the Miis. And I'm not sure how I feel about that change. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know. Somehow those fighting wireframes and the alloys had personality. And I think I'm going to kind of miss them.
I don't know if I will, actually. I kind of think the Miis have personality. I've always kind of been a big fan of that whole kind of idea that Nintendo had, and I think they're cute in this game. I think they're actually going to be a lot more fun to play as than people are maybe realizing at first. And I think it's fun just to have them in this. I mean, I think just the sight of having Miis you recognize with your friends and your family, and they're in this ridiculous, multi-man Smash mode, I think it's just going to kind of make it funnier and maybe even a little lighter hearted.
Yeah, I mean, if they pull the Miis from your own from your 3DS,
yeah,
then we're gonna have some fun, definitely. Because then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, it's name 3
Andre.
different bad guys. Yeah, Andre.
That'll just spur you to get better.
Yeah, dang it, Andre. He's like, why are you here? Always in my way. But no, I mean, I think you're right. That aspect of it, if they pull from your 3DS, it'll give you even more reason to make more Miis. That way you can have these crazy things like, oh no, Waluigi's here to attack me or something like that. It'd be a lot of fun.
Right.
It just seems like the 3DS version is really coming together. The more I'm seeing of just all the different modes and stuff, I'm really getting excited for it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we're only about 50 something days out from release, 52, and we're only a month from the Japanese 3DS release. I mean, we're really almost there. This is the last stretch, and dare I hope that maybe we will actually start getting a blowout of information.
I hope
from here on out. Since we're in the last month, maybe we'll start just getting reveal after reveal. I think that would be amazing.
I would rather get all this information from Sakurai rather than having it getting revealed once the Japanese version comes out, because Japanese version comes out, it's going to get blown. All the information is going to be right out there in the open, and and I know we're going to be one of the ones doing that too, since Andre has a Japanese 3DS, so of course we're going to try to get that information up as well. But I don't know, I just rather have it from Sakurai because it feels more special that way.
Because he's also able to control the hype, so it's really fun to kind of revel in these new character and stage announcements, while everyone else is kind of hyping about the same thing.
But moving on, just a last little bit here, this being Gamescom and all, Nintendo of Europe announced quite a few new details about Smash, and one of the big ones is, of course, a Smash Brothers themed 3DS XL, which is coming out for Europe, but we've only heard about Europe so far. We've not heard about any kind of US or even Japanese release. And it just basically has the cover art of the 3DS version on the XL, but you know all the characters are black and white with the rest being red. And I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, it does look cool, but I don't know. I like the simpler designs, like maybe just a Smash Brothers logo on the front and playing with that. But I don't know. It definitely looks good, but I don't know if I would actually go out and buy it just because it is so crowded. And I don't know. There's something about it that just was like, I don't know if I'd buy that or not.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I kind of agree with you. I think it looks a bit busy, and I don't know if I'm a huge fan of the color scheme. I mean, I love red, but I don't know. There's something about that's just not clashing quite right for me. Mm-hmm. But then again, I may see it in person and just fall in love with it. I am kind of disappointed that it doesn't have Mega Man on it, which doesn't surprise me because they're not putting third parties on any of the packaging. Mm-hmm. But I'm just a little. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I was hoping.
Yeah, and it's funny too because that that artwork works so well for the cover. So you'd think it'd translate well to the system, but I don't know. I guess some people will love it, but that's inevitable. But I don't know. For me personally, it just doesn't work exactly.
Yeah.
I will say that I am really jealous about this character sale that the eShop is having in Europe.
I know, right?
I mean, I have some of these games, but I'm looking at specifically Mega Man. Mega Man 1 through 6 getting a 50% discount on both 3DS and Wii U. I'm like, oh man, that's perfect. Like, please do this, Nintendo of America. Give these discounts. Get people to try out these other games.
I know. Yeah, I can't complain too much because they're releasing more Mega Man games all through this month, so I beggars can't be choosers, but I do wish we had a sale going on like this.
Yeah, I really hope they announce something like that. It'd be so cool, especially just to highlight all these different properties and get people interested. It'd be really cool. But
well, I actually remember a while back, maybe last year, they did do that for a while. A different week was, or a different character was each week. So there was a Mario week, a Mega Man week, a Donkey Kong week, and I think a Zelda week.
Oh, okay.
And it featured discounts on some of their Virtual Console titles and things like that. So Nintendo America has done something like that, but it hasn't been in a while.
Okay. Well, hopefully we get it. I'm praying, but hey, Europe, good for you. Take advantage of it.
And we hope, but also don't hope, that we'll be back here again talking about Ganondorf tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm going to be tired tomorrow. All right, guys, I think that about covers it for our discussion of Smash Brothers and specifically Meta Knight's reveal. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain. And of course, stay tuned to GameXplain for more on Smash and other things gaming too. Till next time, guys, bye.